Just got practicing Hicks. Look how hard it is.
Why it's so hard? Guys, touch this. Come on. It's so hard. What is Braxton Hicks?
It was just like the uterus practicing, had contractions.
Wow.
33 weeks. So now it's just like every day, I'll just be walking or getting up, getting out of the car or getting out of the bed, and it's just like, ooh.
Sometimes we were just walking in the street and all of a sudden she goes like, ah! I'm like, oh, what?
Okay,
Don't tell me it's happening.
So, welcome back to my channel. I am 33 weeks pregnant with our little tiny human baby, as you guys have seen. Not looking so little at the moment. Large and in charge. Oh.
我搞大咗佢個肚啊！我搞大咗佢個肚啊！
Okay guys, so today we are doing a little pregnancy Q&A. Just update you guys, and it's also really nice for us to have this as a record.
Okay, Georgie, the first question. Someone called Local Guaimoy asked you, how did you know when you were ready to have a child?
So we had been together for already like 6 years.
Yeah.
Been married for like a few months only, I guess. But obviously we've been having the conversation for many years.
好多人知道我幾多歲之後就會，哇 Taurus 你27歲啊就要有 BB 咯，你驚唔驚啊？你得唔得啊？其實我一開始我都有啲驚嘅，因為我唔係驚錢嗰方面。
我對錢沒有興趣。
唔係話我好多錢啊，唔係啦，因為錢呢啲嘢，我覺得平有平養，貴有貴養。我阿媽以前細個都係揼我去啲屋村小學度讀，唔使錢嘅，係咪？睇下我而家出到嚟咪都 OK 啦，唔好話好好。It's not like my mom spent a lot of money to.
You don't need to translate to me. I understand everything.
Oh, okay. That's why I decided to procreate with you because you're very smart, Georgie. I wouldn't choose anyone else.
梗係啦。
Language genius. 我一開始擔心嘅就係話，好似冇乜呢啲人生經驗可以同個仔或者個女分享。I think the pregnancy itself, it's like a learning experience for me. So it's part of the journey of my self-progression as well. Okay, Q2.
Inspirational.
即係就嚟做老豆咧，好多理論嘅。我終於知道點解嗰啲老豆咧，嗰啲維園阿叔咁多理論講嘅。How you find out you were pregnant?
We were actually at a music festival in Belgium. Luckily for me is I was like a little bit sick and we were also working, so I couldn't drink that much. But right after that music festival, we went to Bordeaux and we were in like wine country. It was so beautiful and we had booked in so many wine tastings to go to. I had to try all these wines. So before I actually wanted to do the wine tasting, I wanted to just quickly do a pregnancy test just to make sure if I could go or I couldn't go. So one day I quickly just rushed out to my closest pharmacy. So at the pharmacy I picked up Clearblue because many of my friends talked about this brand. And coincidentally, they happen to be the sponsor of this video.
佢開始俾我睇個驗孕棒嘅時候，我係咩嚟㗎？好混亂喎，即係一條線兩條線，我都唔知發生啲咩事。我以為 COVID test 咁有可能唔準啊！大佬點識睇線啫
？At the time of testing, I didn't know that Clearblue also has a Clearblue digital test, which removes any of the need to guess. The test will show you how many weeks pregnant you are with up to 99% accuracy, and you can test up to 5 days before missing your period, which is great for people that are really impatient or anxious.
哦，太好啦！原來咁準確嘅，咁就可以慳錢，唔使買咁多唔同牌子嘅驗孕棒啦。等我試下，我係咪冇懷孕先？Okay, Georgie, next question. How did you prep for pregnancy? How long did you try? Or more like, how long did I try?
Like 3 months before we actually started trying, I started taking prenatal supplements with folic acid, which is very important that you start that before you want to conceive or at least immediately when you find out that you actually are pregnant. We actually were very lucky.
Yeah.
I think we just tried for 1 or 2 cycles. It was quite quick, which was weird because you spend your whole life trying to not get pregnant. And I also had like family and friends who've taken like quite a lot longer.
Yeah.
So I was fully anticipating for it to take longer. So blessed.
Obviously, there are certain things that you can do to help increase the chance. I eat a lot of oysters. 除咗生蠔同韭菜之外，呢個就係排孕棒。呢個 test 咧就攞嚟睇下個女仔有冇 LH。Search 如果 LH search 咧就代表佢嗰陣係 ovulate緊，所以佢就好 fertile。佢會喺個 BB 隔離咧，見唔見到呢度？會有一個笑臉㗎。咁當你見到笑臉咧，即係代表佢嘅 LH search 係 very 高啦。咁啊你就可以笑住開工。
Baby
在動的時候是什麼感覺呢
I think because I have an anterior placenta, which means my placenta is growing like on the outer side of my stomach, you don't feel the baby as early. But now at 33 weeks, it's like, oh my gosh, it's not flutters. Yeah, it's like,
裝修啊 What do you think the baby is doing in there?
I have no
Just
idea.
turning around?
Like somersaulting.
If you have to...
And the good news is that at our latest doctor's appointment, we found out the baby is now head down.
Yeah.
So getting ready for the birth thing.
Ready for the natural birth.
Yes. So yeah, also we got that question about natural or C-section. I'm choosing to do natural.
Am I allowed to watch?
You're going to be in the room with me.
Like, am I going to see the whole graphic thing? Am I allowed to see?
Do you want to even see it?
I'm just thinking if I see it, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
And if 如果之後要開工嘅話
So what's interesting is I feel like a lot of my Hong Kong girlfriends will ask me like, oh yeah, so you're doing C-section, right? It's almost assumed I would do a C-section because I think a lot of women in Hong Kong will choose to do that.
Yeah.
Where for me, why is that? Do you know?
I think maybe you can choose which day and where, and maybe also the doctor, it's like needs to play golf on the weekend, so he wants your baby to come on Friday. Who knows? There are lots of reasons, hey? Because going into labor naturally, you can't time it.
Did I get stretch marks? I'm only 33 weeks. I still have like 7 weeks to go. As of right now, no stretch marks to report.
But you also do a lot of things I see you do every night to protect that.
But that's also what I want to mention is the fact that a lot of dermatologists actually say that really there's not much you can do. If you're genetically predisposed to getting stretch marks, you're gonna get stretch marks. Like when people are like trying to tell you like, oh, if you do this, you definitely won't get stretch marks. It's not true. If your mom got them or your granny got them, you're probably gonna get them. Every night I am putting on a lot of oils and creams just to try to keep the stomach nice and moisturized and elastic. If the stretch marks come, they come, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world.
我覺得有 stretch mark 嘅女仔好性感。
Oh damn, now I want them. Biggest thing I should do to keep my wife happy during pregnancy. They're not pregnant yet, but they're just curious.
Vulnerable time for women. The husband can only understand very little because this is not going into our body, so we don't know. 但係我覺得最緊要嘅就係你要由嗰個女仔嘅角度嚟考慮咯。哇！如果你個身體突然之間有5-6公斤嘅嘢喺度，你會點樣啊？如果突然之間你個肚咁大，你瞓覺嘅時候又側唔到身啊，又要一晚要去2-3次廁所，你會點樣啊 ？Like at the beginning of Georgia's first trimester, like she was always be like so disgusted by every food and everything. So
like I couldn't prepare food. It's just like just to think about chopping onions would gross me out.
So I would be like, oh, okay, if I'm sick and I don't want to eat food, what should I do? Maybe I want custom-made foods. Then I would cook something for Georgie. Still not the best, but I think you have to make an effort.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's like the thought that counts, really. To show that your partner is like really thinking of you and trying to support you.
咁我哋屋企冇工人啊，咁我煮完飯啊，我又去買餸啊，煮飯啊，咁我見佢好攰啊，我又會自己洗埋碗。You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, your dishwashing skills are not. That's fine.
跟住但係佢又要重新洗過。
Something that I really appreciate what you did is it's like initially it was me researching and reading everything and I found it a little bit overwhelming. I felt like it was just everything was on my shoulders. Recent months, like Tori's has been doing a lot of research and reading prenatal classes together and every medical appointment together. So it makes me feel like the mental load is shared.
Yeah, most mornings when I drive to work, then I will put on a baby podcast. Sort of also educate yourself so your wife doesn't feel like, oh, I'm the one who's doing everything. Oh, what if the babies come? Like my husband's gonna be useless.
So question number 7 is, did we go for a pregnancy ultrasound? And yes, a few weeks after we took the test, we booked in an appointment to go visit our OBGYN to go confirm my pregnancy.
緊張啦，梗係，但係 Clearblue 嘅驗孕棒咧，佢準確度係非常之高嘅，所以其實我唔係緊張，係咪真係有咗啊，或者點樣？其實我係比較緊張，究竟個 baby 係咪真係健康？因為準備懷孕之前，我都睇咗好多數據。懷孕初期咧 ，touch wood 啊，呢個純粹係科學分享俾大家，流產嘅機會率係非常之高嘅。例如喺頭4個星期咧 ，baby 流產嘅機會率係超過25%嘅，然後咧每星期都會跌，去到第6個星期大概係13.5% 左右，所以其實我知道驗孕棒嘅準確度好高，但係我 ultrasound 淨係想知道我個 baby 究竟健唔健康。我覺得大家想成為準爹哋或者準媽咪嘅話，你都要有呢個心理準備咯。Nothing you can do about it. It's just statistic. 懷孕最不方便的一件事啊，我覺得一件事唔夠講，起碼有講20件事或者30件。
Sleep has been a little bit difficult. So especially when we first moved into our new apartment, we didn't have a bed, so we were sleeping on the floor, and like trying to go from a horizontal position on the floor to being vertical was so difficult with this tummy. Like waking up multiple times throughout the night to go to the toilet, general heaviness, fatigue, and then obviously in the first trimester, like morning sickness.
對於我嚟講，佢最唔方便嘅一件事就係 I lost my drinking buddy. So sometimes at night I just want to have a glass of wine. Oh, usually back in the days it's like, oh, Georgia would share a drink with me. Now I'm just doing it by myself, like I'm an alcoholic.
You'll have your drinking buddy back soon.
Oh, the baby?
Yeah, I mean, the baby will be drinking milk with you. Interesting, but also inconvenient thing about us making babies together is...
As an interracial couple.
Most Chinese people are blood group positive. I'm negative. And because of our difference, it means that I need to get injections like during pregnancy and then once after pregnancy.
好大支針一嘢拮落去啊！我見到豬豬咁樣打橫瞓喺度俾人拮咧。Last question, guys. Oh, I think this is the biggest question ever. Are you scared of the labor process?
I actually am not that scared, to be honest. I think it's because in my mind, it's inevitable. It's not kind of really worth being scared of because there's nothing I can do to stop it. It's the baby needs to come out.
Yeah.
And we want to meet the baby and we're so excited to meet the baby. So it's like a very difficult day, but also such an amazing day. Been like doing a lot of research and our prenatal class and just learning. Like I personally find it very, very like soothing if I have information. Like I feel information is empowering. So just learning about what my options are, pain relief or birthing positions, or just and having a doctor that once is ready to communicate with you. So I feel really empowered with my information.
So it's all about mentally preparing yourself. Okay, even though I'm not a woman, but I will accompany Georgia to go check out the birth centers first and to familiarize yourself with it. Okay, so I'm gonna be sitting on that bench. Okay, there will be a bath there. Okay, there will be a yoga ball. Okay, prepare yourself to know what's gonna happen mentally. Glorify the process. Don't think of it as a painful process. I think our consensual thought is that, wow, this is gonna be a fun workout. Alright guys, that's it for the Q&A.
So I can't believe we have 7 weeks to go, maybe even less,
Damn.
4 weeks to go.
Damn.
Let's see when the baby wants to make grand arrival.
Having a baby is such a fantastic journey, so grab your ovulation test and look for the smile and start making one.
Yeah, why don't we all make babies together? That'll be fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching our Q&A.
Bye.
Bye.